Welcome to BrainyHeart, everyone. This is Evelyn Goodman with Ricardo Richter today, and Ricardo has just started his career of life.
That's
Ricardo,
cool.
Tell us about it.
So I've just finished Abitur, I've just finished school here in Germany, and I'm about to go into life, explore the life, and I just did it several months. And in October I'm going to study economic engineer. Until then, I'll just do my best to get the best experience of life.
Excellent. Ricardo, how was it to basically, stand through this phase of A-levels?
Well, it was pretty hard. So I had to make out how to learn. So I never had such a big thing before in my life. So I had to teach myself how to really keep on learning and keep on learning for 5 big exams. So it was pretty harsh time.
Okay. How did you structure your time? I mean, what does it take?
Yeah, so 2 months before the first exam, I started learning for all my exams because I thought if I just fall through these exams, I have to go 1 year again. So I started 2 months learning before, and I made myself a plan on what day I learn what subject, and yeah.
Okay, and you really stuck to the plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
And what was it like to stick to that plan? I mean, to writing it down is one thing,
Yeah.
but then a friend calls, you get a message,
Yeah.
and
So
the
it's,
whole wide world is calling you out, and what do you do?
It's like with doing sports. So you want to do sports 5 times a week, but you never did this before, so you have to really kick your ass and stick to the plan. It's not an easy thing at first, but you get used to it.
Okay. Ricardo, this is really amazing that you just say this is self-discipline, and you made it to do that self-discipline. This is the first etap for you.
Yeah.
What was for you, and this is the first etap basically.
I mean, life doesn't get easier if you can't discipline yourself.
Yeah, that's so true. Ladies and gentlemen, when were you born? Ricardo, how old are you?
I'm 18 now, so I just turned 18 last year, so this year November 19.
So when were you born?
So I was born on the 24th of November 2000.
Exactly, a millennial child. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I wanted to get out of you, exactly the year 2000. Ricardo, how are millennials? I mean, how are you different than your father?
The difference between my generation and my father's generation, I think the biggest difference is really that my generation just can do whatever they are up to. So we have the big freedom to travel all around the world, to basically just do nothing one day and be fine with it. So I think my father's generation, I mean, he's from Generation X, they didn't have the war or anything else like that as well, but they had to really stick on working and stick on disciplines to, earn money and build their life up. And now my generation can benefit from our parents' lives and the money they earned, so we don't have to worry about anything anymore. And that's positive and also negative, because since we are that free, we also don't give any time to differentiate news, to differentiate different meanings. So we just take everything as serious as it is supposed to be, but it really isn't in real life. So I think that's also the negative fact about my generation's freedom.
And this is an interesting thing you say, that you say you stick or you might be sticking into things that don't really matter. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Can you give an example?
For example, I mean, this example, smartphones is a very old example.
Do you see that really, that you're a millennial? I mean, you grew up with this.
Yeah.
Do you see that mobile phones are senseless things?
The crazy thing is that my generation really says to themselves that mobile phones and smartphones aren't good for them, and that basically all my friends say, oh, I hate my smartphone, I don't want to use it, but they use it all the time. Instagram, Snapchat, all the time. And I think, I don't know, we are so addicted to it, and we don't even know why.
Okay.
But basically we really don't need it. And that's a perfect example for doing things that aren't important in our lives.
Yeah.
Or for example, after Abitur, many of my friends went traveling. I mean, I don't have basically anything against that. You have to let your mind grow and get different cultures, get influenced by different cultures to have a big mind, have a growth mind. But really, doing your Abitur, you haven't worked an hour in the whole life and then you go traveling. I think that's not what life is about. And I don't think that life's about just working. No, I think life's about getting experience, and getting experience is also, you can also get experience
Bravo,
due to work.
saying that.
And doing work that you like can really give you benefits. And just traveling and then after traveling going to study, that's just a life totally in school and totally in complete freedom. I mean, there's nothing wrong about complete freedom, but working isn't like a cage as well.
Yeah.
And working gives you structures that can bring you also many benefits, even more benefits.
Yeah.
And it basically brings you in contact with the important things in life.
Ricardo, I have to bring in this, sorry, could you show the audience your telephones? And why?
Oh, my two telephones. Yeah, so I have, of course, an iPhone 10. So that's just a normal iPhone.
Yeah.
I got it last year. And then I have my secret agency phone. So I have two SIM cards, so I can basically call with both at the same time. And the reason is because not because of the fact that smartphones are bad for us. No, because we give too much power to these things, and we can really destroy our democracy and our privacy with these things. And many people don't know that we are watched all the time, that we are watched by our mobile providers, that we can be watched by the state, and these things are basically much more anonymous. And I mean, I don't really need anything else than calling over the day. When I get home, I go with this into Wi-Fi, put a VPN on, and then I'm not only safe, I can also do at the end of the day what I want to do. So watch some videos or get in contact with my WhatsApp.
So you enjoy to be under...
Yeah, I enjoy to being under the radar, and I enjoy to just have my privacy. So if a friend has an important message that he wants to tell me, he can just phone me. He can just call me and say, hey, what's up? And I just don't want to be distracted. I really don't want to lose my human nature in using my brain. I mean, the biggest thing that differentiates us from other animals is our brain, and we basically destroy the freedom of creativity with these smartphones.
Okay, how do you then, when you're not as often as online like your HLIs?
Yeah.
So what do you do with your time? That would be interesting to hear.
So over the day,
yeah,
I basically go to work. So I have many different jobs. I make up thoughts. I'm just creative. I'm creative during work. So when I do my work and I get new inputs, I can immediately...
What do you do? Where do you work, if we may ask?
Many things. So I used to work just as a normal cashier. I'm working in an accounting office. I'm working as a builder. I'm working also partly as a truck driver. I'm also partly working with my girlfriend. We do some art. So I'm very open. I'm very open-minded. I do many things. I do anything I like. I do anything that I don't know, gives people something that they can touch. Or gives people benefits.
Yeah.
And has a meaning to people.
I mean, another thing is about you, Ricardo, is that you didn't do that gap year. You know,
No.
this or not the gap year. There's also this exchange year.
Yeah.
So you know, like many high schoolers in Germany, they go do an exchange year in America, England, or whatnot,
Yeah.
an English-speaking country, and be a part of their school life and school education. You didn't do that, and do you have any disadvantage out of this?
No, really not.
Okay.
I mean, it's also because I traveled with my parents, or I've been traveling with my parents since I'm, I think, 4 years old.
Okay.
So I saw many different corners of the world, but I didn't do it because I wanted to gain experience here in Germany during things that I want to do, and because I had the chance to travel when I was a kid. Traveling wasn't what I wanted to do, and I didn't suffer at all, really.
So instead, I mean, I know you are getting a license for
Truck
driving
driving.
trucks, and you're just very philosophic.
Yeah,
You give
of course.
a thought to things. It's really a good asset. How did you become like this? I mean,
I don't know.
What was the reason for that?
I don't know. My father, he always inspired me because he is basically just the same as me. That we, as a total human being, can do so many things with our body and our mind. I mean, look at sports people that do the Olympic Games. I mean, what they can do crazy things with the body, and also look at professors at the university. They can do such great things with the mind.
That's true. I mean, I say all the time, human brain or human will is unstoppable.
Yeah, and that's basically the rule, the only rule I have for myself. Just do the best as a human you can do. And that's also why I wanted to get rid of the smartphone influence, because I don't like to give machines a control over me, or basically that some company has data of myself that I can't control. So I basically want to have anything under my control and just do the best that I can do with my human mind and human body.
Yeah. And among all, you did this neuroscience upskilling coaching program, and how was it?
It was fantastic. I mean, it was really mind-bending. So when you told me about left and right brain and growth mindset, fixed mindset, I mean, it just explained me the world and just explained me how humans think, and explain me how to really be successful also.
And I think, this input as well, knowing what emotions basically triggers what hormones.
Yeah,
right?
that's the most important about it. I mean, now I go through the streets, and I know why people behave like they behave. I know why I behave like I do, and I know what I want to do and why I want to do it, because now I know that they're the left and right brain, and I know that each of them influences me differently, and that each influence of both sides
is an asset for you.
Yeah.
Wonderful to hear that young people like you too can profit from what we do. It's wonderful. Ricardo, we actually started with that, so I'd like to, ask that question as well. So, like in a structured manner, namely, what would you advise to someone who is just about to do their Abitur or A levels this year?
Yeah.
So, it's behind you right now. So, cheers to that. But what would you advise to those who are ahead of this?
So I would advise that you really just concentrate yourself on school. There's nothing more important for you in this year than school. I mean, of course, school isn't everything. And I learned that in this half year I've been out of school. School really isn't everything, and school doesn't teach you everything. It's really just the beginning. Even though you have to learn so many different subjects, it's just the beginning. And sometimes you really don't even learn important things in school. But the A levels are important for you to go on in life. Even more important if you really want to have a big career. And so my advice to you people out there is really just sit yourself in front of the books and learn. Really, just don't do anything else. Just learn. Don't obey your friends, don't obey what your family wants, just learn for your A levels. I mean, there's nothing more important, and it's just 1 year. After that 1 year you can be free, you can do whatever you want. But if you've got that thing in your pocket, you are free for everything. To just do the work.
Exactly.
Yeah, just do the work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also experience, just do the work.
Yeah, as an experience, exactly. I mean, do the experience of it, and so that you just know how to do it later on. Ricardo, we ask to everyone the same question, BrainyHeart, namely, what is more important for you, brain or heart?
So,
right or the left hemisphere?
Yeah, so the right or left hemisphere. So I think, of course, the mix of both is the right way to go through life. I mean, too much heart, you get too emotional. Too much brain, you get too logical. So you have to find a way to combine both and then work with both. I mean, that's how we humans are built. So if you have too much brain, you're like a computer. If you have too much heart, I don't know, of course you are still a human in your way of thinking, because we humans, we differentiate from computers by our emotions, but you can't make rational decisions, right? Rational decisions. So you have to combine both.
Yeah. Ricardo Richter, that was an amazing interview in BrainyHeart.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being with us, and I do not know how many clicks we are going to get just because of your good looks. Where did you get your suit from?
Really, just from here out of Berlin, from a small store.
Okay.
Called Lagerfeld.
Oh, okay. All right. Then we just did a little advertising and also a little memory for Mr. Lagerfeld that we actually lost this year. And in this sense, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Evelyn.
All the best. See you, and see you soon.